You ain't getting away with that on Mr. Howarth presentation. And I hope that this leaves something in every single one of you. I guess those at the front, you can take elements. But progressively as we get towards the back, you need to seize every bit of this and act on it now. Act on it now. For those of you who are a third of the way back, you were here and you'll remember. I spoke about every single day being able to make a difference. Being able to make a difference to yourselves, to have a positive influence in your community. Well, I said it then and I'll say it again. You have a huge part to play in your lives. Do not let others take you away from your own destiny. Be the master of it. Own it. What does be the master of your own destiny actually mean? It means take control, take the lead. Be a part of the decisions that are made that affect your life. It does not and it never will matter where you are now. Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow is yet to come. In fact, immediately, the minute you stand up and leave this hall, you can start to make a change if you want to. The proactive, that means that the decisions you make prior to something happen, the proactive decisions, decisions where you are in charge, regardless of your age, regardless of when, you must play a part where you are in charge of your life. Do not simply be a passenger. Be the captain. Be the captain of your own ship. You make a decision right now that can change your life positively forever. Those decisions and changes are regardless of your current academic position. That is not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is this. If you're in year 10 and 11, you might be a 4 or an 8 in English, and if you're in year 7 and 8 and 9, you might have secured an element of geography. Every single one of you can look at yourselves. Don't expect other people to do this for you. Look at yourself. Take action. Do something that will impact and affect where you are. You have to believe that. Because if you don't believe it, you ain't going to do it. In order to do that, we start where I started with the school, which was a foundation based on aspiration. In order to do that, you need to understand what an aspirational goal is, because people can throw around that world of aspirations, but it needs to be accompanied by a process. The foundation from which we built this academy, in using research from the Institute of Student Aspiration and Russ Quaglia, the core of which was built on self-worth. Brilliant. On self-worth. Engagement. And purpose. That's what we built our school on. You, the students, worked really hard to create Hathaway's interpretation of self-worth, engagement and purpose. As a student body, you looked at what those words meant and how you could live your lives by them, to reflect on who and what you stand for as individuals and who we stand with and by as an academy. You would acknowledge and realise that we now live those guiding principles. So now we're in a situation where we don't have to work hard at this because we live it. It is who we are. So, look, this is who we are now. If you are new to the school and you feel you don't know what your faculty stands for, first of all, I'd be surprised. But secondly, I would implore you, I would ask you to go and have a read and find out what it means to have those key words. I'm not going to say them now. Those key words. You must never, ever, ever be afraid to fail, and fail big. There is no better learning process than the process of taking risks. Failing, learning, changing, and relaunching. So if you're gonna fail, fail big. Then try, and try again. Because it's that process that allows you to learn. We as teachers at Hathaway can and will protect you and direct you, and if it is needed, we will correct you in that process. When you're at school, it's the best possible time to take risks and fail, because you're protected by your environment, an environment you can afford to fail in if it's part of the learning journey. Teachers, please, this is a key message, because I think the new curriculums don't allow for it. You have to allow the children to explore, to understand key messages, and then facilitate the opportunity to get things right but get things wrong. Because if all we do is tell them the answers, then the learning process doesn't happen. Don't create people who are afraid to try things in case they fail. We see it all over the place. Young people not wanting to do something in case they get it wrong. It's okay to get it wrong, because if you get it wrong, you won't get it wrong again. And you'll know what you did, so you've learned from that process. In life, guys, you must do what excites you, ignites you, engages you. Do things that you have an absolute love and passion for. Do things that you are passionate about. Look, you only get one chance at this education thing. And I promise you, old people like me tell you this every day. When you're at my age, you'll look back and you'll realise that this was the best part of your life. You might not think it now, but use it to gain the most incredible opportunities. This whole thing reminds me of a lad that I taught about 8 years ago. There might even be a couple of people in the room who will recognise this guy when you hear his name. His name was Vincent Nemo. Great kid. But what stood him apart was he had a go at everything. He was always at the front of the queue. Whenever anything was put up, whether it was music or sport or enterprise or debating or a theatre production, he was there. He took every single opportunity. And on one occasion, I ran a trip to HSBC. Of course, Vincent was there, he came on that trip, he impressed as he very often did. He's been to Edinburgh University, and guess what? He's got a job at HSBC. Because when he wrote to them, he referenced that he came there as a child, and that's what inspired him. When opportunities are given to you, you've got to take them with both hands. More often than not, you will create your own luck. You must have heard that expression. You make your own luck. Yeah, right? Luckily, luck rarely finds you. You've got to go out and get it. That doesn't mean that you spend your day wandering around thinking, well, I might be able to find some luck today. It means going out and doing what you do and doing it well, because when you work hard, luck finds you. Don't be afraid to have an aspirational goal, a dream. Set goals for yourself. Never forget this though, people tell you all the time, dream big. We hear it all the time, yeah? Dream big. But dreams, they're only dreams unless they're accompanied by a set of goals and a process. A set of goals, a set of thoughts, actions. That's the beginning of the process. You've got to understand that you can have this dream, but you've got to work out how you're going to achieve it. If your big dream is unaccompanied by a goal, guess what? All it is a dream. And ultimately, it will lead to an element of disappointment. So please, have these big dreams. Relate them to family, friends, a job, education, getting a nice car, having a house, whatever it is, but make them a reality by having a process of weekly goals, daily goals, monthly goals, yearly goals, life goals. But make sure you have those goals that can transform your life. Do you understand what I'm saying here? This is in your hands. All the stuff that teachers do, it's there to help you, but you are the only ones that can do it. We collectively have to understand that our personal goals to be achieved, you have to dream, you have to set the goals, and now the work really starts to happen. It's only once you've done that, and then you start to work hard, that you'll work towards it. So our dreams, your goals, will never become a reality without these words, and you would have heard these words in every presentation that I've ever made in a different way. You have to have hard work. You have to have dedication. You have to have determination. You have to have resilience and grit. And overall, guess what? You have to have consistency. You can't just do it now and again. You have to do it every day. You've got to have a plan, you've got to know it, you've got to live it, and everything that you do has to be contributed towards it. You may not have heard of this, but proper preparation prevents poor performance. All the staff in the room will know that there's another P in that. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. How will you ever achieve anything if you don't prepare and plan for it? You will have heard this one, though. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. By failing to organise yourselves, to plan, to know what you're doing, you're setting yourself up to fail. Nothing replaces good old-fashioned hard work. I'm not about to give you any shortcuts, and that's the problem. You can't have shortcuts to achieve a dream. Hard work works. Working hard, Denzel Washington says, is what successful people do. Look, if you don't take anything else away from what I'm saying today, working hard is what successful people do. Remember, he goes on to say, in this text, tweet, I'm not going to do it, twerk, world that we all now live in, it's immediate gratification. Just because you are doing more doesn't mean you get more done. Year 11, year 10, just because you are doing more, it doesn't mean you get more done. By doing more, what do I mean? Just because you're doing more, filling your time with a million different ways that you need to keep up, superficial friendships with people that you don't really know, on Facebook and Twitter and Snapchat and whatever it is, I'm not saying it doesn't have a place, but that doing more, that doesn't get you anywhere. None of that unimportant stuff you think is important helps you to get to those goals. It plays no part. None of it. Never ever confuse doing stuff with making progress. Just because you're doing stuff doesn't mean you're going anywhere. Listen to me. Don't live your lives on a running machine, on a travelator. Running and running and running and running and running and going nowhere. Always busy. Never time to do things that are important because you've got too much to do. You don't go anywhere. You make no progress. The key to all of this is hard work. Hard work is mandatory. Mandatory means you have to do it. There is no choice. It's compulsory. If you want to achieve those dreams that you have for yourself, there's no replacement for it. I'm going to remind you one last time and make no apology for repeating myself. You need clarity of what you are working for so you can continue to strive. You continue to build your goals in line with the big dreams. That's a big dream. That's a big dream. Why can't you have a dream where you create something that can move a house by the power of helium? Maybe you can do something more constructive than that. Don't waste your time in your life doing things that are unrelated to you moving forwards. I don't mean simply in school, and I don't mean you have to work hard all the time. Social media, sports, friends, games, family, they are incredibly important. But don't only do that so that you end up running on the spot. This needs to be in everything we do. What we do on a daily basis must help us to move forward in the direction of that aspirational goal, that dream that we've set for ourselves. If this is how you live your life, anything, listen to this, if you live your life with a process of achieving your dreams, anything that you want, that is good, you can have. You should have the confidence to get up, go out, make it happen, make it yours. In summary, work hard to get what you want, and once you've got it, never let it go. However, do not move on when you get to that position without reaching back and helping somebody else. Because that is the foundation by which this academy is built. That is the spirit of this academy. Don't simply focus or aspire on making money. Make a difference to your community, to our community, to the Hathaway community. People have throwaway lines about things being awesome or amazing. This is the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I will miss every single aspect of this school, of this job, of you, our staff, our governors, and most importantly, our students. You're incredible. Go on. Dream big. Howarth out.